Welcome back, guys, to the Pat and Sebby podcast number 4. Uh,
It's been a lot. It's been a long 8 months, but we back. We back.
I was about to say, took an unwanted break. Not really are up to us, but we're back. We're back, and
Yeah, this
today's topic is gonna be none other than how teams looked
the
during Week
NFL.
6 and how they're gonna look after Week 7. So
Now we, if we skip and disclaimer, if we just like say some random or like just like don't credit your team like that much, don't take it to heart. We just gonna
we really
what's that?
concentrating on what
Yeah,
teams above
on
like
like the real
500. Like
yeah
we'll talk about the Jaguars and all that stuff, but you know they're
yeah.
not looking too good. They're not looking too good. So
So, so Pat, you want to start off with your favorite team?
nah, best for last. Come on now.
All right. So we can go ahead and start with. Mm, I think it's only right that we start with the Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
I think
I
it's only
already
right.
know. I already know why. You
Yeah.
know,
So
you want to talk
I
about the
called this.
Dolphins? We'll go.
I called this like the first podcast we did. I called it. Y'all can go back and check, but I said that Deshaun Watson would get traded to the Dolphins. That's my favorite for him to get traded to the Miami Dolphins. They have everything they can for him. They have a lot of things to offer for him. So basically, just starting off with it, I think just right off the bat, I think they should trade Tua. They need to trade Tua. Tua obviously is not the franchise guy. He had a good game against the Jaguars, but like what else? Nothing much. He had like Jacoby Brissett. He's performed arguably better than him, and that's like for Tua. That's not good. That's not good. So I think, and you're the Dolphins in this trade, you send Tua, first round pick, as many as the Texans want, and I don't, and Javon Holland. That's the trade I would do. Tua, a couple first round picks or like 2-1, doesn't matter, and Javon Holland. What do you think about that, Patrick?
See what I think. You're giving us the right trade, but unfortunately for Deshaun, I think his value has really gone down through the floor, and I think the Texans are
I
desperate to
mean,
try to get something out of him. So I think the Dolphins look like the better fit, and of course we've seen the reports. Might be the most probable thing, the Dolphins. But
yeah.
if I was the Dolphins, and it looks like Deshaun is the only way, that's the only way, that's the only place he's gonna go. I offer him a bag of chips because the Texans are notorious for horrible
Mhm.
trades.
And so you basically saying something
So
like
I
the
sent him
Stephon Gilmore trade.
I sent him well, Stephon Gilmore thing, he was gonna get cut anyways, so the Patriots wanted at
Yeah,
least something. But here, I'll give him like a number one and Tua. That's it.
that's it.
That's it.
Okay,
Or
I
just like
mean,
Tua and a number two or a number three even like, and they'll take it. They need something out of them. They're desperate. They'll take anything. But that's the trade right now. I think Miami is in a very bad spot. Oh,
yeah, I mean the
as
defense is just it didn't live up to the hype. To be honest with you,
as in of last week 6, they played in London against the Jacksonville Jaguars and lost with a walk-off
Ooh,
field goal at the end. So now
they
the
let Urban
record
Meyer win.
the record goes down to 5-1 or
I
one and
mean
5.
1-5, but I mean I don't know because I this team has all the great pieces to be successful. Like it, it it's annoying because you know how bad I wanted Jalen Waddle in the offseason. Like
Yeah.
I wanted him so bad leading up to like whenever the 2020 draft was over with, I wanted Jalen Waddle on my team because as we've seen, Jalen Waddle is a playmaker. He's someone that can make plays. He's someone that can do anything you ask for. Now I'm not mad that we got Kadarius Toney, but I think he's a worse Jalen Waddle because Jalen Waddle does everything that Kadarius Toney does, but he does it better. I would probably say the thing that Kadarius Toney does better than Jalen Waddle is probably no, the thing that Kadarius Toney has that is better than Jalen Waddle is shiftiness. That's what I would say. But yeah, the Dolphins, they just I don't know. I feel like Tua is not the right guy for the job. I feel like the injuries just got to him, and I just feel like he needs to be traded away to the Texans. Now, how we perform in the Texans, we will not know that. But as of right now, Tua is not looking like the franchise quarterback at all.
Yeah, I think Miami looked surprisingly well last year. They had good
Yeah.
defense. Uh, Fitzmagic was playing out of his mind.
Yep.
Um, but he got traded away. Defensive pieces started to fall, and it goes back
And they
to
gave away the first round pick too, right?
yep, and it goes back to the
They
Tua
did.
decision. They picked Tua, who honestly, I think he was rushed into QB number one too quickly. I think he's one of those guys like Aaron Rodgers or uh Patrick Mahomes. They sat a couple years behind a great example leader quarterback,
Yeah.
and unfortunately this didn't happen. So let's move on to the team that the Dolphins just played, which would be the
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville
Brown
Jaguars.
remains
Now,
with
how
the
is
Lord
Trevor
is great.
Lewis? I mean, Trevor Lawrence looking? Talk to me.
Yep. Yes, he is. He is looking. I don't know. This is the only game that I've kind of seen that he's the number one overall draft pick. This is
I
the.
mean, yeah, but like, it's hard. It's hard.
It is hard, but like, come on. If you think about it, it shouldn't be. He is a number one draft pick. Probably had a really good season at Clemson, one of the best. You know,
Yeah.
still didn't win, but he had his moments. It's kind of hard to follow Deshaun Watson after what he did in Clemson, but he
Yeah.
definitely did deserve to be the number one round draft pick. Again, I think it's another one of these cases where they weren't ready for the NFL yet. They needed at least couple years on the bench, getting some
I
leadership, getting
mean,
some
yeah.
coaching. But
I mean, it's kind of a. It's, I mean, they kind of threw him into a terrible situation because they threw him into a situation with a quarterback that thinks that every NFL team is like playing Alabama, and which it is. But if you're not ready for that in the NFL, you're gonna fail miserably. Like being honest, you're gonna fail miserably. And just like Urban Meyer's doing, he's failing miserably. He's not want to head coach the Jacksonville Jaguars. He does not want to. So basically,
yep,
they just threw him in there with what with like scraps and chips of an old line. Travis Etienne was a bad draft pick when they could have drafted some O line help, and I think that they should have took
I don't
Tevin
honestly.
Jenkins.
Honestly, I don't understand that Etienne pick. You got a monster running back. You got a great beast at running back. I think James Robinson is one of the most underrated running backs
Has
right
to be,
now.
has to be,
He
has to be,
last year
and
he
he
was so good. He had a late season breakout. I mean, in my opinion, should have been rookie of the year. You know,
coming
was he
off.
rookie of the year?
No, it was Herbert. I think. Yeah, it was Herbert.
Oh, it was Herbert. You're right.
Coming
I
off
mean,
a
he should
great
have.
rookie year,
Yeah, coming
a
off a
great
great,
rookie year,
and you draft
and
Etienne. You draft another
it's just
running back at one when you
it
could have
doesn't make
gotten
sense to me.
you could have gotten a defensive piece, some good old line. I mean,
They could have got everything. They could have got Tevin Jenkins. They could have got Jalen. Actually, Jalen Mayfield has been looking kind of shaky, but they could have got Tevin Jenkins. They could have got Jeremiah Osu Koromoa. They could have got
Jeremiah would have been a
who
beast. He would have been a beast. I'll give you that. He would have been a
yes
beast.
and who else would have been a beast? Jason Owe. And I think it's time we move on to the 5-1, very, very, very doubted Ravens that Jason Owe is a key part to in his
Oh
rookie.
my God! You were gonna do this? We're gonna do this. The
So,
Ravens. Okay.
so
Okay.
the Baltimore Ravens, in my opinion, they're not my opinion, but they're my second favorite team in the NFL. They got to be. They have to be. And I'm not, and I'm saying that because of Lamar. But if you look at the Ravens, they're a great team. This is a great franchise, great head coach. The offensive coordinator might be a little shaky, but it's still a great team. They have J.K. Dobbins, done rest of the year. Gus Edwards, done rest of the year. Marcus Peters, done the rest of the year. None, like so many injuries, and they are still 5-1, winning most of their games this season, upsetting teams like the Chiefs. Coming back when they almost lost the game against the Lions, that great 4th and 19th play like by Lamar. Lamar, in my opinion, is the reason this team is so good. Because if you put any other quarterback,
Like.
like if you could put someone like Derek Carr in this quarter in this and on this team, and they're not going to be 5-1. They're going to be something like 1-5. That might be the Jaguars. Who knows? Lamar Jackson is very, very heavily slept on. His running backs as of right now are a washed Le'Veon Bell, a washed up Devontae Freeman, and Tyson Williams, and they don't even play. And Latavius Murray.
Hey, Murray and
Watch.
Freeman have been looking quite good. I mean,
They
right
have, they
now
have, but
against the Chargers, they pretty much that was their offense because Lamar, 2 picks, 100 yards. Not your average day for a quarterback. But he had some good rushing yards. He had some great jukes, some great plays, something a running back would do. But
he's just a great playmaker overall. The throw and the runs he had, and he was throwing good dots. That one drop touchdown, it could have had 2 touchdowns, but we're not gonna talk about that. That's not Lamar's fault. But listen,
yeah.
but like I was referring to, this defense has really stepped it up for the Ravens. This defense
Oh,
is another really, really, really big part of this team is winning so much
a
games.
hundred percent,
On
a
with
hundred
with
percent.
all these energies, injuries, Marlon Humphrey, Anthony Everett, what's his name, Deshaun Elliott, and really, really surprising
You're
piece
forgetting
to this
about
defense.
your fan, Calais Campbell, man. I think
Calais
their
Campbell,
biggest
yes, of course.
piece into that defense.
It
They
is.
did
It is.
have
Patrick Queen, great addition.
they did have uh I forgot his name, due for the Patriots, who used to be in the
Judon.
Ram. Oh, that dude's playing out of his mind. Imagine they had
Yep.
him. They would
But
have.
hey, in the Ravens' defense, they did get a really, really good replacement for him in Jason Owe. He's been balling out. He pretty much won the Chiefs the game. I mean, won the Ravens the game against the Chiefs with that
I mean,
fumble he had against Clyde Edwards.
yeah. Credit
Yeah,
credit that to you know, Harbaugh, their coach, and their staff. I think they have a great staff. They have a great coaching staff. Uh, Good GM. You know, they have a
yeah.
really good team staff. I think I personally credit all their wins to their defense. Well, I gotta admit the win against when they came back, that was crazy. That was the came back against the Colts. I'll give him that. I'll give Lamar that. I just I think people may argue right now for the MVP race. You got Kyler Murray at 1 or Tom Brady, and then you got Lamar at
Tom
2.
Brady number one. Nah, Lamar should get his respect. Lamar is top.
Ah,
Lamar is top 4, top 3.
I would not say all that, but you gotta give credit where credit's due. I just think credit the Ravens defense more than you credit Lamar for sure.
Oh. I mean, okay, but what Lamar is doing is still really good. But enough with that. We heading over to
I say we head over to the Chargers, team they just played. The Ravens just played.
our
They not only just played, they massacred, killed them at a whopping score of 34-6. Not usual for Herbert. I must say, not usual for Herbert. Honestly thought if I would put money in the game, thought the Chargers were gonna win it. I think in my opinion, Herbert is one of the ones that should be leading the MVP race. He's been playing out of his mind, but you know they only scored
No,
six points.
you have to give credit. Yeah, but he when the Chargers are a great team, and I really think that this team is going to turn a lot of heads. Maybe even making the AFC Championship. Who knows? 'Cause this team is extremely talented. First off, they have a great O line they replaced and they just fixed up this offseason. Um, Austin Eckler, who's a great player. Mike Williams, who turned into, in my opinion, a top 10 receiver this year. Keenan Allen, of course, and it's a great offense they built around Justin Herbert, and the defense is equally as effective. But in my opinion, I think they're gonna get bounced out of the wild card, but they do have the potential the AFC Championship. I still think the team we're about to talk about after this is gonna take this division.
The That's your take on the Chargers.
Yeah,
I think for me, the Chargers have one of the best offenses in the league right now.
yeah.
They got Herbert, a QB who was rookie of the year last year. As you're talking about, throwing for so many yards, so many touchdowns. He's elusive. He's a big dude. He likes to run.
You play
He
make
and he had a great college run in Oregon.
really underrated at Oregon.
Not to mention, dude's brilliant. Fucking I mean, rocket scientist over here. They got Austin Eckler, running back. I also think when Melvin Gordon left, he really proved himself. He really showed that he is their
Yeah,
guy, and you
had
know
his own, had his own.
he is really good. They got
Yep.
not one of the best route running receivers in the league in Keenan Allen, and a breakout dude that I honestly only heard of until last year, Mike Williams, who's also I'm pretty sure their number one running wide receiver leading in stats right now. Um, and to their defense, they got a decent defense. They got a defense that could shut down maybe half the teams in the league. Not shut down, but hold them to I'd say 14 under.
Reasonable
Um,
amount. Yeah,
a reasonable amount. Yeah. Overall, I think the Chargers. Obviously they will make the playoffs, and
yeah.
if they lose, they'll lose in the second round. Depends who they're
That's
playing.
your take.
But I think the Chargers with some offensive and defensive adjustments, some tweaking, they could get to the top of the AFC. They could. They have the potential to.
Number one seed.
Well, AFC Championship. That's what I meant. Not number one seed.
AFC Championship.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, yeah, that's. I think they have the potential to make it. I just think that if they keep like letting performances like that happen against the Ravens, I don't think that it is gonna happen because. But then again, the Ravens do have an elite defense. But
Elite.
uh,
100%.
going on to the team I was talking about earlier, like, I don't know what's going on with them this year, but we moving on. Kansas City,
Chiefs.
you feel me? Now, it's a crazy story right now going on with the Chiefs. And Patrick, you want to talk about it a little bit?
I'll talk about it first. Um, Mostly I want to talk about their offense first, and then we'll get to the disaster on the defense. I think
Yeah,
Mahomes is still running for his life, even though the O line they literally brought out Mickey Mouse type wallet and signed so many O line. players,
Mm,
and Mahomes still looks like he's running for his life. He's looks like dude is in a 80s horror movie just running for his life.
yeah,
He's still amazing me on his throws. I think some of his receivers are showing why they lost the Super Bowl last year. You know, they have the case of the Butterfingers. I think maybe half
yeah.
it. I think half Mahomes' interceptions were not his fault. You know, tips, drops, all that type of stuff.
Yep.
Uh, I mean that said, Tyreek Hill did have a monster game 2 weeks ago. Kelsey's
He
been
did.
playing like Kelsey plays. You know, McCole Hardman, couple good catches. Elaris cost them a game,
Yeah,
like we are talking about against the Ravens. He cost them the game. They should have won that, and Elair
yeah.
messed it up. And he got injured. He's not playing. They got
In my opinion,
Williams instead. But go ahead.
well, oh, that, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think that the Ravens is just I don't understand. I mean, not the Ravens, the Chiefs. They signed Josh Gordon just to not throw him the ball. That's just wasting cap money when you can sign people that haven't been signed. Like I don't know, you could like it's just they need some more online help, like you said. They're running around. Oh my goodness, Patrick Mahomes is running around for his life in that pocket, just like the Super Bowl. Teams have seen that and they're attacking on it. They're doing what the Bucks did last year. They're stuffing the box. They're sending it as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And the Chiefs are just folding. The O line is not playing good. Orlando Brown, he was a good addition to the squad, but I mean, it just you need that superstar tackle in for the Chiefs, just like Mitchell Schwartz was, just like you just need a better line. That's it. The only thing holding this no the one of the only things holding this Chiefs team back like this that's made them this like not bad, but like made them like this year is
Their defense.
their defense. Their
They
defense.
have the worst rated defense in the league. And if they
I
don't,
mean,
they
who
should.
like
They have one of, I think, in my opinion, one of the best safeties in the Honey Badger, Tyron Matthew. Um,
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
pretty much the only one that's done anything the whole year. Um, Horrible coverage, horrible pressure to the quarterbacks. They're allowing so many points that Mahomes looks like everyone is thinking this is on Mahomes. He can't get points. Yeah, okay, he's tired. He's on the field every 5 minutes.
Just one play touchdowns back and forth. I mean,
He's
who did the Chiefs defense?
they
The
get
Chiefs
scored
defense
on
has
every drive. They get scored on every drive, like almost every drive. Like
Tyrann Matthew, Legarius Sneed. Is that's it? Like who do you
that's
have on his defense that can be a playmaker besides the Honey Badger?
no. You
I
know
mean,
what's you know what's time for the Chiefs to do.
cut Daniel Sorensen.
Also true, but no. Well, and I think they got to start letting some of their offensive pieces, go. I think they need some good defense.
Ooh,
Trade some of your offensive players, get some good defensive key players, some good chess moves. Um, build your defense up, Andy Reid. I know you love your offensive caliber of a team, except for the old line. But I mean, you I mean, if the Chiefs' old line was good, best offense in the league. It's a fact. But you're gonna have to let go of some of those offensive players, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs are a one round or first round exit.
oh wow!
Um, it's not really a surprise. It shouldn't be a bold take. Look at their playing. I mean, okay, yes, they beat the Washington football team last week. What a surprise! 31-13, And in the first half, the Chiefs were struggling. Second half, Mahomes said, "Okay, I'm doing this on my own." Which I also want to talk about something. How Mahomes' family has acted. I'm sure you've heard about this. His
That's just
brother
unacceptable.
Jackson Mahomes
It's unacceptable.
dancing on Sean Taylor's number, late Sean Taylor's number, which they retired. That is same day he danced on it.
It's unacceptable, bro. How you gonna? Bro,
Hold
it's
on,
unacceptable.
and
It's
that's
just
just him.
horrible. It's terrible. Terrible.
His mom going on Twitter, judging Tyreek, saying he's looking, he's making his son look bad with because gaining interceptions that are not his fault, and then his wife, pretty much the same thing.
Bro, like it's just
Mahomes needs to
it's
pull an
quickly
Aaron
becoming
Rodgers, bro.
toxic.
Mahomes needs to pull an Aaron Rodgers. Cut your whole family out, bro. I think
It's becoming toxic, bro.
I
Like
think it's
really.
a toxic, very toxic. I think Mahomes is not, you know, not. I think he's becoming a little bit like he's gained so much stress from his own family. He can't concentrate on football, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta tell him to chill, and that's just the Chiefs. I like Andy Reid. I like the Chiefs. I like Mahomes, but yeah, this is not your year. You made it
It's
back.
bad, bro. It's really bad. It's toxic, bro. Toxic.
Yeah, back.
Actually, I was referring. It's really not a bold take that they don't even come out to sit down. Like it's a toxic. It's like the quarterback, the head of the helm, the person that's supposed to be managing the game, doing all this. Just the reason you win games most of the time is being held back by a toxic family. One, two, you got a terrible, the worst defense in the NFL, the worst defense in the last 5 years of playing NFL football. They let they let the opposition score every single drive. Every single drive. They cannot stop him. The safety's ass. Tyrann Matthew and Lazarius Sneed and Chris Jones, the three brightest spots on this defense. This Chiefs defense is atrocious. They need to get rid. They need a playmaker. That's all they need. In this draft, they need to trade up. I don't know. They could trade an
Mm.
offensive piece. They could do whatever. If they can get someone like Ahmad Gardner to be that CB2, somebody like Kyrie Elam out of Florida to be their CB2. They need somebody. They need a playmaker on this defense, like the Cowboys, Trayvon Diggs that can make plays, a ball hawk, something like
Okay.
that. That you
Yep.
can't.
Uh huh. I agree. I agree. The Chiefs need someone. They desperately need someone, and you know, I don't think it'll happen this year. Okay, let's move on to one of the top, probably the most likely, not in my view, but in uh, the majority, I think, of fans to win the AFC Championship, the Buffalo
Bills.
Bills. So
Well,
we got the
it's a good team.
Buffalo Bills. You know, they
I think. I
What do
think that
what do
we
you think?
see a Ravens Bills
What do you think?
championship game.
Ravens Bills chant. That's probably. I mean, I would go Bills Chargers, but you go Ravens Bills. Well, you never know. You never know how the brackets are gonna look like. So I agree. That's one of the probably the biggest possibilities.
Yeah.
Um, the Bills are looking fantastic, uh, like they did last year. Um, it's just I can never stop getting impressed by the boy Josh Allen.
Yeah, yeah.
He's improving so much. To be honest, I don't think he has much help at the receivers. Sure, okay, you can argue Knox, Stephon Diggs,
I mean,
Cole
Stephon Diggs is
Beasley,
like.
who I think is an idiot. Um, you got all these guys, and I think honestly, I think they're underperforming. I think Josh Allen's the one that's overperforming. They got
Josh Allen is doing it.
overperforming. He's overperforming. He's
Yeah.
they got Singletary, who's I mean, skill wise he's good, but stat wise,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think he's carrying that. I think he's carrying that offense. I think Josh Allen has been the best thing that could happen to Bills fans since they lost 4 in a row back in 1992 and on. Uh,
It has to be the best thing that's happened to Bills fans because I mean, sure, you had the little playoff stretch in 2017, I think it was when they had Tyrod Taylor, but I mean, you got first round bounced by a great, like one of my favorite teams of all time, the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2017. But what more can you really say on the Bills? Great defense. The defense is playing really, really well. It's
oh,
really exceeded standards.
oh,
Really, really well defense.
fun, fantastic defense. You know, not only are they scoring 40 on dudes, they're holding dudes to 20. Well, not the case
Yeah.
against the Titans. They did lose last week. Um, they lost because of Derrick Henry.
Mm.
You know, the best running back in the league right now. No one can say
Yeah.
otherwise.
Nobody, literally nobody.
Um, you know, shoot, I think Derrick Henry should be in the MVP conversation. I think he should.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
What is he like
100%.
300 yards over the second running back? At this point, it's not who has the most yards in running back. It's who has the second most yards in running at the running back. Derrick Henry's gonna be number one. The the times are not stupid. They know when you run him, you get him hot from the beginning. He'll just keep running. There's no reason why a guy that big can be that fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Derrick Henry is one of those players that it's a once in a lifetime type player. Like you and like Derrick Henry is what 6'3", 245 pounds, and he's had the fastest run of a bunch of athletes that have made it to the NFL. The NFL is where athletes of the athletes. You have to be if you're a skill position player, you have to be a great athlete to exceed in the NFL. You have to be great, unless you're in some cases that might not be the case, but in most cases that is. And a guy that is 6'3", 245 pounds, the ideal linebacker build is out here at running back, just tearing the league up. You like Derrick Henry is 100% should be in the MVP conversation. 100%,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. Well, but I mean, we're talking about the Titans. We're talking about the Bills here. I think
Yeah,
the Bills, you know, they're probably everyone's favorite for AFC champions right now. And I won't take them away from that because that's a high possibility that's gonna happen. Um, yeah, Bills looking great. I think they have a good matchup. They don't have a matchup next week. They have a bye. Good for them. Get some rest. Make some adjustments after the Titans loss. Maybe recover. Maybe know how to get uh some film on that run stop. How to stop the run against someone dominant like him. But yeah.
to be honest, what their record right now is 4-2. I can really see them going.
I
They
mean,
could really go 9-2 before. Actually, hold on. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, they can
well,
go 10-2.
well, you wanted me to announce you their schedule, the rest of their
Yeah,
schedule. Okay.
yeah,
After they bye, they play the Dolphins.
yeah.
The next week they play the Jaguars. After that they play the
Wow.
Jets. After that they play the Colts, then the Saints, then the Patriots, then the Bucks. Awesome game. Then the Panthers, then the Patriots again, then the Falcons, and then the Jets again. They're not gonna lose a single game until the
Oh,
Bucks. Until the Bucks. Maybe then they'll
okay.
lose
I
some.
was about to.
Maybe then
But
against the Bucks. But I want to switch it now to the NFC. The top of the food chain in the NFC right now. many people's leading candidate in the MVP race. You know where I'm going against, or where I'm going at. The
No.
say it. No, not the Cowboys. I mean,
I know.
for me,
Era
yeah, but you know
Cardinal.
the Arizona
Cardinal.
Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, man, aren't they looking great?
All right, so basically, I
6-0.
think the Cardinals are a sleeper. Is still a sleeper Super Bowl contender. Yeah, like they're a sleeper Super Bowl contender because they it's just a great well-rounded team. They have Kyler Murray, been looking great, an elite I mean not well yeah W quarterback. They got DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, AJ
Who's
Green.
looking,
Um,
a little flashbacks of what he used to be. I'm not gonna give him
yeah,
that much
yep,
credit,
yep.
but
Then a great part of this offense, a great addition. It was a great addition. Rondale Moore in the draft has been elite for the Cardinals. He has been great. He has been doing everything. He's gotten to the Cardinal system really well, and he's been playing good. And I feel like in the future, when D Hop and all them guys are gone, I feel like Rondale Moore and Kyler Murray is going to be a great duo to watch for the foreseeable future.
I agree. Kyler Murray, I mean, ever since he's been in the NFL, he's one of those guys who didn't need any time. Came in, well, you know,
Yeah,
came in after Josh Rosen, who was the bust. Not
yeah.
to offend him, he was good in college, but definitely NFL bust. Then they got a new head coach in who I think looks like a watered down version of Ryan Gosling. Um, he's doing he's doing decent. I mean, he's running that Cardinals offense. That Cardinals offense putting so many points, mostly due because of Kyler Murray. He's so elusive. I think he moves better. I think he moves better than Lamar in the pocket. I think when Lamar's you know
Mhm.
outside or not in the pocket behind the line, I think he looks. I think he can run better than Lamar. I think Lamar when he breaks down downfield, I think he'll juke you out and make you tackle your own teammate. But I'm talking about the Cardinals here and their defense, man. Oh my God, J.J. Watt, awesome addition. Got him for a bag of chips.
Yeah.
The Cardinals have been scamming the Texans. DeAndre
Yes, they
Hopkins for a
have.
bag of
They
chips.
have.
J.J. Watt for a bag of chips. I mean,
Right.
might as well. Cardinals are the NFL team, and the Texans are the G League for the Cardinals. But Cardinals, man, 6-0. But you know what? I could see a potential 2020 Steelers in them. I could see it.
Ooh. Okay.
I could see
Wait.
it.
How do you see that? Tell me.
They opening game. They played the Titans, 38-13, crushed. Then they played the Vikings. They won by 1 point. Then they play the
Yeah.
Jaguars, the Rams, the Niners, and the Cardinals. They've had a, you know, not I wouldn't say easy schedule. They had some competition in there in the Rams, Titans, Vikings. No, not so much the Vikings. In their upcoming schedule, Texans, Packers, Niners, Panthers, Bears. I think their remaining schedule is going to be really easy, except the Cowboys and the Rams. But if the teams adjust to Kyler Murray, if they say we're gonna run a QB spike contain and they do not let him make those throws, and teams figure out that the Cardinals defense has to stay out longer in the field, Cardinals are gonna they're gonna crack down.
I'm
That's
losing.
my take.
I think they're gonna lose 4 games. I think they're gonna go 13-4. I think their only losses come. Oh snap! I think their only losses come from
Say it.
the Packers,
Say it.
the Seahawks,
Say it. Seahawks.
Yes, I
Oh
mean
no!
when Russ comes back,
Even
when
when
Russ
Russ
comes
comes,
back, when Russ,
Russ is
ah,
not gonna play for them next year.
I mean, I mean, he can come to
All
the.
right,
Actually, no, I'm happy with that. No, we're not talking about that.
what are
We
the other
talking about if
losses?
when Russ
Yeah,
comes back,
what are the other losses?
and the other
Say
two
it.
is Rams
Say it.
and Cowboys. As much
Yeah,
as I hate to
there
admit
we
it,
go. There we
the
go.
Cowboys, the Cowboys are looking really good this year. I mean, they have a great. They have like they're. It's just a
See,
great team. It's a great, and I'm a Giants fan. I don't like. They have a great overall team. The defense has really improved. They have a great playmaker. They have arguably two top 10 receivers in Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. In my opinion, has been a top 10 receiver this year, CeeDee Lamb. And yeah, I just feel like we're not talking about the Cowboys right now though. We're talking about the Cardinals. And I think they're gonna go 13-4, and they're gonna lose in the NFC Championship to the reigning champion. That's my take on the Cardinals.
you think the Cardinals are gonna lose to the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship?
Yes.
Okay, that's a solid take. That's a solid take. Okay, since we were talking about them, and I'm really anxious to move on towards this. How about them Cowboys, man? How about them?
Bro,
Please tell me how about them Cowboys? Cause you know,
listen, yeah.
and even though you're a Giants fan, you gotta admit it, they have been comeback team of the year, with the comeback player of the year, with the defensive player of the year, possibly
No, 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 no,
rookie
no, no,
of
no,
the
no.
year. I'm sorry. What if you look back in the 90s, not 90s, like 90s, well, every time the Cowboys have won a Super Bowl, what is the common determining factor?
Determining factor, Patrick.
Yep, I'll tell you
You
what it
tell
is.
me. Yeah, you tell me.
Three players, three key players in the offense and a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah, name those players for me real quick.
okay, let's go from oldest to youngest. The oldest, the first team that got the Cowboys a championship. You got, well, arguably the best quarterback in Cowboys history, Roger Staubach. You got at the wide receiver, Dorsett. You feel me? And at the running back, decent running back, but still a really, really, I think, in my opinion, underrated, underrated quarterback. I mean, quarterback, running back. But that's them, right? Move on. You got the best running back of all time in Emmitt Smith.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say
You got arguably Hall of Fame. Everyone I'm mentioning Hall of Fame, by the way. Troy Aikman, who I don't necessarily like. I liked as a player.
Zeke.
I don't know if I like him now.
Terrible broadcaster. Boring.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I see him, he looks like he's hammered and like 5 pounds of weed in. And then you got also Hall of Famer, all time pro, Michael Irvin. And I think you see where I'm going with this. Now, present day, Dak Prescott, who's having similar stats to Troy Aikman when he did in 1992 when they got that first ring. CD Lamb
I guess.
repping the
Yeah.
88 like Michael Irvin did. Is the 88 club again? And then you got Ezekiel Elliott, who is not doing what he did in 2016 and 2017. but he's showing some flashbacks of the old Ezekiel. You got a great O
Wait,
line.
so oh shit. Oh, my fault. My bad. My bad. I don't feel.
You got a great O line. You give this O line to Chiefs, best offense in the NFL.
Now let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question before you talk about the
All right.
defense and your little playmaker.
Go
Who
ahead.
do you think has been a better key piece to the offense this season between Amari Cooper or CD?
Amari Cooper.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Amari Cooper. I think CD has the big plays, but I think Amari Cooper has the determining plays. The 4th and 2s, the 4th and 3s, the over the head touchdowns. CD has, the 5 yard passes, the 30 yard passes, the game ending passes against the Patriots last week. But I think Amari Cooper has performed better for now. Not maybe the stats don't show it, but I think for now Amari Cooper's doing better. I think CD Lamb has more skill and will develop more skill than Amari Cooper once his time is due.
I think that CD has been the best receiver for the Cowboys this year.
I can't I can't argue against that because they're both really good. In the absence of Michael Gallup, who's also you know a wide receiver they tend to rely on, and now
Yeah.
Cedric Wilson's the ones that been replacing that, who had that 4th and 5 catch that pretty much if it wasn't for him we would have lost that game. Um, but I can't argue against that. But now I want to move to my favorite part: the Dallas Cowboys defense. I mean, you gotta appreciate
Your
what
favorite player?
Dan Quinn has done to this defense. I've
I
never
mean,
seen
yeah,
in
yeah.
my life, I've never witnessed in my 16 years of life such a tremendous turnaround in a defense before. We
Cowboys
fired
are
the old DC, and when I heard that we were bringing Dan Quinn in, I was so happy and excited. I think people are gonna look at this decision, and be like, "Really, the dude that you know brought the
blue.
Falcons to
Yeah.
one Super
Yep.
Bowl, choked it, and has been trash ever
Yep.
since." No, no, no. I see this,
Yep.
and I'm like, that's the that's the Legion of Boom defensive corner right there. I want
Yep.
him in my team, and when we got him in the team, I think our defense is top 10 right now. I think it could be
It is.
bigger. We lost DeMarcus Lawrence earlier in the season. Um, but you know, my boy Randy Gregory has been overperforming. I liked when we had
Yep.
Michael Parsons at defensive end. I think that should be a better option, and I think that's how it should stay, because he's looking like a Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa defensive end. But
Wow.
we moved him back to linebacker, which is not necessarily bad since we did cut Jalen Smith. I wake up, Jalen Smith is cut. I'm like, what the hell? Whatever. I don't like. I don't want to talk about that. Michael Parsons is should be defensive end. We got decent secondary. Anthony
Hey, hold on,
Brown
wait. Let me refer.
sucks.
You said that Micah Parsons rookie of the year.
I said could be if they put him at defensive
Oh,
end. Could be. I think he's gonna stay at linebacker. And hey, Dan Quinn's a defensive coordinator. I'm not. Defense, or I was gonna say they have a decent secondary and barely decent, and that's just thanks to one player, defensive player of the year. Will be defensive player of the year. I don't care whatever anyone says. 7 picks in 6 games, 2 of them for 6. Trayvon Diggs. When we drafted
oh,
him last year, I was so excited. I'm like, that dude, he was a monster in Bama. wide receiver turned quarterback or cornerback.
Yeah.
I seen him do that play against DK Metcalf when we lost against the Seahawks. When he chased him down, made him fumble across the end zone. I'm like, this kid is special. This kid is special. Sure enough, next 1 year later, leading the DPOY conversation. Yeah, TJ, what? No. Trayvon Diggs.
Wow.
Dude is a
Wow.
straight ball hawk. Dude takes risks. Okay, one interception, the other play he gets burnt.
I
If it
mean, in
wasn't
y'all's defense, that was like that. The safety, it was miscommunication. The safety
uh
was to help on that ball, but
okay, but Trayvon Diggs took accountability. He said that was all his fault. And you know what?
yeah,
I'll take his word for it. Okay, still his second year, and he's doing all this. I'm sorry, but Trayvon Diggs, man, I love the dude. I love him. And these Dallas Cowboys, hey, like Michael Irvin said, buy your tickets. Buy your tickets to the Super Bowl because they're gonna be more expensive when the Dallas Cowboys win the NFC Championship. Just buy them now. Buy them now.
yeah. I mean,
I know you won't say it like to
wait,
that, but
hold on. You say that again. I want to make sure I heard that.
say what again? Last thing I said?
Yeah.
Buy your Super Bowl tickets right now because when the Dallas Cowboys win the NFC Championship, they're going to be more expensive. Yo, you good?
All right. Okay. So a couple of things. One, I don't know if it's the fan side of you talking or you being you actually think that this is what happened.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I've analyzed
Cowboys to the bowl.
I've analyzed all the stats, all the statistics, how they've won before, how they've won now, how it's looking. We lost to the Super Bowl defending champs. We should have won. Whatever. There's
Mhm.
bad officiating. Then there's bad last minute decision. Bad clock management by Mike McCarthy, which he's shown, and it's probably going to
Well,
cost us a game in the future. But it's
mhm.
not going to be a postseason game because I'm telling you now, Dallas Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl, baby. They are
That's your
going
take.
to the Super Bowl. They're not
Do
only
you
going
think they're
to the
gonna win
Super
it?
Bowl, they're going to
Oh
win the
my
Super
god.
Bowl. They're going to against the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Bills, whoever it is. It'd be better if it was the Bills. We already whooped their ass twice in the 90s. Bring it on, motherfuckers. Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl champions 2021. 2022.
No, no. Okay, so moving on. For me, right? We're gonna take a little. For me, right now, these is how my playoff predictions is looking like.
Okay.
AFC champion. I'm just gonna do AFC championship and NFC championship. We'll do playoff predictions on another day, on another day for another video. But right now, we're just doing
It
AFC
is
championship.
it is kind of getting a little bit late, so let's I say we wrap this up with our predictions. How about that?
All right. So yeah. So AFC championship. Ravens, Bills, still standing still on that. And I think that the Ravens, Lamar is going to shock everybody for a second time and beat the Chiefs in the divisional to move on to play the Bills Conference Championship. Now, let's get that out of the way for now.
Okay.
We go to the NFC Championship. And the and the Bills will beat some like they play the Colts, not the Colts. They play like somebody like
Titans.
the Bengals,
Get the
the
revenge on the
Bengals,
Titans. Come on now.
the Titans. Yeah.
Gotta get revenge on them Titans after what happened last
The
week.
the Bengals are looking look. They're looking really good this year.
Hey man, I love Joe Burrow. Like I'm gonna get a
Yeah,
jersey of him
great
eventually,
dude.
bro. Joe Burrow, he's such a great kid. on what happened last
Great dude.
year, I think he. I
Yeah.
think I love how everyone was doubting Jamar Chase because of what he showed in the preseason, but it's probably
Yeah.
been the arguably the best decision they could have done.
Yeah.
And I think the Bengals are underrated, heavily underrated. Should have beat the Packers.
Very.
The kicker missed like 4 kicks at the end. In OT, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
heavily underrated. Bengals. Yeah, it could be the Bengals instead of the Titans. I mean, either way, Bills are
It
winning.
would be a surprise, but yeah, Bills winning. But if that's beyond our official NFC and AFC full playoff predictions will be in soon. But as of right now, defense. Not defense, I'm talking about AFC Championship, man. So basically, AFC Championship. We got, not AFC, NFC. NFC Championship. We got,
No, we. I got. Because I already know what you're gonna
I
say.
got, I guess,
Yeah,
I got
Bucks, Cardinals.
Cardinals
Yep,
and the Buccaneers.
yep.
Now, I do got the Cardinals beating the Cowboys.
I'm sorry,
I
but
had them
that's it,
beating.
it can that's not gonna happen. Tell you why.
I love.
I'll tell you why. Because the
Why?
Cowboy. I'm not saying that. You know, the Cowboys are gonna lose against the Cardinals. I'm saying it's not gonna happen because we're gonna be number one in NFC after the season ends, regular season, and the Cardinals are probably gonna be number two, so they're gonna be on the other side. So unless it's NFC Championship, they're not gonna lose to the Cardinals for first or second round. That's right. It's gonna be Cowboys Cardinals NFC Championship. Cowboys Cardinals NFC Championship. You hear it first, and of course, Cowboys win.
No, no.
Cowboys win.
We got Cardinals Bucks. We got Cardinals Bucks, and I got who I got coming out of there is the Arizona Cardinals.
I thought you said
Now, no,
Arizona Cardinals against Tom Brady. Honestly,
yeah, oh yeah,
no, I'll give you that. I'll give you that because I got the Cardinals beating the Bucks to making it to the NFC Championship. So I give you that. I think they have the skill, they have the talent to beat the defending champions. I do, and it's probably what's gonna happen. And then they're gonna suffer a horrible loss to the Dallas Cowboys. Well, it's inevitable, you know, it's just inevitable. But
yep.
that's a good take. That's a good take. Um,
So basically, and then I got at the AC
the Bills and the Ravens.
Bills. Yeah,
And who do you got winning that
unfortunately,
game?
I have the Bills beating the Baltimore Ravens in the conference championship.
Wow. World's number one Lamar fan here, ladies and gentlemen, saying the Ravens are going to lose to the Bills in the AFC Championship.
No, but listen,
I
it's
agree.
not gonna be
I
because of
agree.
Lamar Jackson. It's not gonna be because of Lamar
Oh, it's
Jackson.
definitely going to be because of Lamar Jackson. Have you seen the stats in the postseason?
It's not gonna be because of Lamar.
I think
It's not gonna be because of Lamar Jackson. It's simple.
it's
Lamar
definitely
balls
going to
out.
be.
He's been balling out all year. He's been balling out under pressure. I feel like Lamar is ready and he's set for the challenge. He's
You know,
ready to go to war with his brothers, man.
I'm not
I feel like he can really turn some heads this year.
I'm not even gonna blame the Ravens defense on this. I think Lamar Jackson is gonna have 10 turnovers, and the defense is gonna be out there every 2 minutes. They're gonna be drenched. They're gonna be
Nah,
tired. They're gonna be
nah,
all kind
nah.
of Lamar. It's gonna be too easy. It's gonna be way too easy for Josh Allen. He's gonna be throwing touchdown after touchdown after touchdown, running one in. I think Bills. I agree. I agree with your take. Bills are winning that game. They are. But yeah, I agree with that.
Nah. I feel it's not gonna be because of Lamar. But anyway, Super Bowl. We got Bills Cardinals Super Bowl 55,
Bills
and
Cowboys
for
Super Bowl 55.
we'll get to your prediction in just a minute. I don't know how you got the Cowboy. We'll get to that in a minute. But Bills, Cardinals, we got, and I feel like the Arizona Cardinals will come out on top. DeAndre Hopkins will win his first ring. J.J. Watt will win his first ring. A.J. Green will win his first one. Kyler Murray get his first one. It just be a great overall season for both teams. And yeah, so
Nah, wrong. But
all right, go
it's
ahead.
an
Go your
honorable take.
prediction.
I think that would, if it wasn't for the Dallas Cowboys, I think that would be, you know, my second pick. Cardinals Bills,
Yeah,
Cardinals winning. And fortunately, it's gonna be Cowboys Bills, Cowboys winning. The entire Cowboys roster doesn't have a ring. They're gonna gain one. I think. Oh, I just can't wait to get the look on those Cowboys haters when they win the Super Bowl. I just
yeah.
They're not gonna be able to say anything ever again, and I'm gonna witness for the first time a Cowboys Super Bowl win. I witnessed the Milwaukee Bucks win. Uh, you had the same predictions for the Bucks, didn't you? Oh, they're not gonna beat the Nets.
Oh,
Oh,
it's Kyrie,
they're not
man.
gonna
It's
beat the
Kyrie.
Suns. Oh, they're not gonna beat the Hawks. Yeah, what happened now, huh? Anyways, that is us for today. I think what should we do? One upload a week? How does that sound for you?
1, 2. It doesn't matter. As long we're getting this
Me?
content out. I
Next
feel like.
week we'll review how teams did this week, how they're gonna go into matchups, some with a bye. We'll probably do our whole playoff bracket prediction, as in of week 7. Well, that would be week 8 by then. And
Yeah, so for this week, y'all tune in for that. You feel me?
yeah,
We can get a little playoff
uh,
prediction.
guy,
And yeah.
leave comments down below. For sure. As much questions, insight, your takes. You can call us out if you think we're cracked out or something. We'll read them. We'll read them next week.
And we're not also we talk about basketball. We're great. We talk about basketball. We're really high knowledgeable basketball fans. So we will talk about basketball. Talk about the NBA season. My team is actually playing right now. The Knicks. Um,
Oh yeah.
we'll continue, fellas. See how that
Is
game
this
is going. Real quick.
is this mostly all sports? We like to go in
Winning the game,
more
yes,
into
sir. The
basketball.
Knicks winning the game.
We like to go to basketball enough.
Let's go.
But that's just us. Comment down below, and we're on the road for 100 subs.
Yeah.
That's it. See you boys
All
later.
right, y'all.